Hey there everybody, Pete here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Ranking the Albums. Today we're going to take a look at a pretty cool band from the 70s who were one of the few, only, I don't know exactly, proto-metal acts from Sydney, North South Wales, Australia. We're talking about Buffalo. A lot of people have asked for Buffalo over the last couple of months. I actually like this band, so I figured, you know what, got a nice, short, sweet discography, so we can probably tackle this one pretty easily, right? So we're only talking about 5 albums. Their first album came out in 1972, their last in 1977. Probably the band is more known for the fact that one member, I don't remember exactly, left this band, went on to form a much bigger band called Rose Tattoo. Perhaps some of you have heard of them. So let's get started here. We got 5 albums. I don't have all 5 of them. 2 of them I'm missing physical copies, but I've heard them. I could talk about them. So I'm going to go from my least favorites to my favorite. So number 5 is going to be their last album from 1977 called Average Rock and Roller. The title's pretty applicable to the album itself. It's pretty damn average. In fact, I'd say it's a little bit less than average. Starts off pretty good. You got this very cool heavy rockin' song called You Say, which starts it all off. But it goes downhill from there. The rest of the album is filled with a bunch of kind of by numbers, biker, boogie rock tracks that, pretty generic sounding, as well as some more kind of like poppy, acoustic, almost folky type fare, right? Hotel Ladies is not too bad. Hotel Ladies I kind of like. That's got a little bit of this kind of haunting, jazzy, bluesy pop thing going on. Kind of reminds me of like similar period Peter Frampton. Some tasty guitar work. The vocals are kind of cool. But the rest of the album, pretty forgettable. The fact that this band went from the bruising, heavy rock of the early albums to more of like the straight, like really bad kind of status quo type of thing just really doesn't work. A lot of the stuff on this album and the one before, which we're going to talk about in a second, like real generic kind of Foghat status quo type of stuff. Not very compelling at all. So, number 5, Average Rock and Roller. Number 4, we're going to go to 1976's Mother's Choice. All right. So half of it's pretty heavy. The other half, kind of that weird, just not very interesting boogie rock. It's got this, Long Time Gone, pretty cool song. Of course, they do Little Queenie, old famous Chuck Berry song. They do it really good. It's pretty heavy. SUK is really good, right? But the rest, kind of like I said, generic biker boogie rock. Doesn't really do much for me at all. The cracks kind of really starting to show in the band, but half the album is fairly enjoyable. Worth having, because for those good tracks, but follow-up album, not so good. All right, next, we're going to go to their debut from 1972, Dead Forever. All right, kind of creepy album cover, right? This is... Obviously, you can see what they're going for here, right? This, of course, is 72, so they're going for this kind of like Sabbath meets Queen meets Mountain type of thing, right? You got the graveyard and everything like that. Pretty good, dark, psychedelic blues rock. Think like Cream, Cactus, the heavier 10 Years After, maybe a little bit of Mountain, a little bit of Sabbath. Title track is really good. You got Bean Stew, rocks really hard. I'm a Mover, all right? 10 minutes long, lots of crazy jamming, lots of guitar solos. Just a really strong album. Okay, you got Dave Tice on vocals, Alan Milano also on vocals, Paul Balby on drums, Peter Wells on bass, and John Baxter guitar. It says play this album loud. Yep, pretty good bluesy heavy rock album from the early 70s. Thinking too, trying to think of some other bands that May Blitz maybe comes to mind a little bit, right? Coming in at number 2, we're going to go to this album here from 1974 called Only Want You for Your Body. And that's it right there. All right, let's see without the glare right there. Okay, that is actually their 3rd album. Really heavy album. Okay, as in a lot of their albums, probably a little too many covers. They do a lot of cover tunes, but a lot of these kind of underground bands were doing that at the time. But I'm a Shirt Lifter, Not a Skirt Raiser, kick-ass song. You got Dune Messiah, also really, really good. I also want to show you a picture of the band while I'm out of here. I'm Coming On, which is a cover of a 10 Years After track. Really heavy, really good. United Nations, also a really good song. King Cross Ladies, very cool. It's kind of the last album with these big, meaty, kind of proto-metal riffs before they would start to do a lot of the boogie stuff. But there's the guys in the band right there. All right. Coming in at number 1, obviously got to go with Volcanic Rock from 1973. That's this bad boy right there. Okay, there's more pictures of the band, right? So this is, I would consider a proto-metal classic. Really good, big sounding, heavy riffs. You got Sunrise kicking it all off. Rocks really hard. You got Freedom, long with lots of cool like dark blues rock jamming. Till My Death has got some like kind of doomy Sabbath style riffing. You got The Prophet is another one of those long bluesy hard rock tracks with lots of atmosphere and a little bit of jamming. Pound of Flesh kind of reminds me of like Budgie meets Mountain. Really heavy, lots of guitar solo. And then you got Shylock, which is a really cool early headbanging classic. Very dark, very doomy, very, very cool album. Lots of good riffs. The vocals are really, really great throughout all of these albums, actually. So there you have it. Buffalo. Ranking the albums. Volcanic Rock coming in at number 1. Only Want You for Your Body coming in at number 2. Number 3, Dead Forever, their debut. Number 4, Mother's Choice from 76. And number 5, Average Rock and Roller from 1977. So for those of you who had never listened to Buffalo, all right, this really cool Australian band, definitely just go right out and check out Volcanic Rock, Only Want You for Your Body, and Dead Forever. You probably can live with just having those, which are the 3 that I own. Although Mother's Choice is decent, got some really good tracks. Average Rock and Roller, you don't really need to bother with that. Not very good. This is on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Make sure if you like what you see, you want to help us out here on the channel, we've got a Ko-Fi link that you can click on down below in the video's description. Click on that below, buy us a coffee or a tea. I actually don't drink coffee, so tea is preferable. But any donations can certainly help us here on the channel. We've also got a link to our website, www.seaoftranquility.org, as well as a link to our merchandise page where you can buy yourself a t-shirt, a hoodie, a hat, coffee mug, a sticker, whatever you like. So we got all sorts of cool stuff. So thanks for joining. We'll see you guys later on. Steve Flex coming on in a couple hours, and we're going to give our top 10 songs of Dire Straits as well as top 10 songs of The Outlaws. They're both going to be airing tonight. So stay tuned for that, and all sorts of great stuff happening later this week. So you don't want to miss any of it. So stay tuned. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.